Hi, good morning, friends. How are you today? Happy waning crescent Sagittarius moon. So now that we have moved through Scorpio in the last quarter, the moon is now less than half lit. So that makes it a crescent moon. And in this case, it's a waning crescent, meaning that it is decreasing. So I have decided to do the solar plexus chakra for Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and we'll dive into more about the season and everything after we do the mantra. So let's just jump in. And just a warning, my cats are going crazy today. It's really dark. We're having a winter storm come through, and they are just like running wild. So if you hear any, they were running back and forth above me. So there's a chance that they might come down here too and make a ruckus. So just so you know, that's what that sound is. I don't mean to startle you, especially this early in the morning. So we are doing, we're listening to 528 hertz. And the solar plexus mantra is Ram. I know we've been doing a lot of the solar plexus chakra, but I feel like everybody needs some encouragement and self-esteem and that solar kind of fire energy. So this was actually the one that was recommended for Sagittarius as well. But please feel free to comment in the group if you have a different opinion. Otherwise, we will just jump right in with Ram, R-A-M. Remember, it sounds like roar, and you can really feel it in your diaphragm when you say it. So here we go. Ram, 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 Ram. Alrighty, how does that feel for you today? Does it help you connect to the fire within and that Sagittarius fire? What are you drinking today? Cheers. I've got some kombucha today. It does have a little bit of ginger in it, so that helps add to that fire energy. So we're almost at the end of the challenge. We're almost coming full circle. Sagittarius is the sign right before, let me turn that down, right before Capricorn, which is where we started with this challenge. So so now we've totally, how does Leo fire feel differently to Sagittarius fire to you? And how does Aries fire feel compared to Sagittarius fire? It's very different energies and very different seasons. So now now that we've made our way through Scorpio and fall energy, now we're in that transition zone again, which we only just came out of because we've just moved into Aquarius season this week. Was it earlier this week that we moved into Aquarius? Last week. I'm filming this as we're moving into Aquarius. So Sagittarius is right before Capricorn season, and Capricorn season is the winter, and Sagittarius is transitioning from fall to winter. So let's see what Daniel Blackwood has to say about that energy. In many places in the northern hemisphere, the first snows of the approaching winter have already dusted the distant mountaintops. We feel a collective lightening as we turn to the task of understanding that which was unearthed while the sun was transitioning Scorpio. Scorpio is going to bring that shadow to light. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. It is the third of the threshold signs, taking us from autumn to winter, and is aligned with the enthusiastic elements of fire. Sagittarius is also the last of the fire signs, which started with the spark of new life, that is Aries, passed through the ardent flame of self-actualization, that is Leo, and now culminate with the visionary fire of Sagittarius. That's kind of repeating what I just said. So Sagittarius is the truth teller, the seeker of life's mysteries. Sagittarius is aligned with the impetus to develop knowledge and wisdom and resonate with Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, the archetypal quest. Throughout that journey, Sagittarius pushes the boundaries and aligns with several core archetypes along the way: the explorer, the hedonist, the philosopher, and the sage. Sagittarius is searching not only for the end point of individualization, but also the ultimate meaning. And on her mission, she can cover a lot of ground. No stone is left unturned in the search for knowledge. Sagittarius has the heart of the seeker, the mind of the philosopher, and the unquenchable thirst for the next horizon. Hers is the unfolding royal road of the journey, and she will happily travel the unfolding inner and outer paths to see what's around the next bend. She is drawn by the mysteries of faraway lands, the scent of exotic spices, and the intoxication of different perspectives. She is the sign that will throw a few belongings into a backpack and hitchhike across Europe, staying on the couches of friendly strangers and collecting stories along the way. Sagittarius is ruled by the expansive, magnanimous Jupiter, and as such is connected to the idea of faith in self, faith in life, and the ability to see the big picture. Sagittarius asks, "What is my place in the universe?" She requires a great measure of personal freedom to fulfill her quest and cannot abide being tied down for so long. On her journey, especially in her younger years, Sagittarius occasionally aligns with the hedonist archetype, jumping in over her head and throwing caution to the wind. However, her unshakable faith in herself and the genuine friendliness usually gets her out of many a scrape. Giving Sagittarius the reputation for being lucky, at any rate, she gathers She gathers many allies on life's adventure and has an incredible time doing it. So the reason she is personifying Sagittarius as a her is simply because this is it's the 12 faces of the goddess. So it's comparing each zodiac sign to the archetype of goddess. So it's not necessarily referring to that Sagittarius energy is masculine or feminine. It's just she's comparing it to goddess energy within this text. So again, we think about the Sagittarius time of year, which she talked about as transitioning from fall to winter, where you may have had some snow dusting already. I also like to point out that this time of year, which was not that long ago for us, time is moving so quickly. It's the end of December, or it's the end of November, beginning of December. So this is when we start to look at the next year. We reflect on the previous year, and we're looking for that next adventure. Like, what are we going to do in the next year? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? What are our goals? What are our ambitions? So Sagittarius is always looking out on the horizon. And the symbol is the centaur, but we also use the arrow and the archer archetype for that visual as well, or symbol as well. All right, let's pick a solar plexus card for us this morning. And we will, when we move into Capricorn, since we've already done Capricorn, we're going to have like a little bit of a wrap up of everything and planning for the next moon cycle. So the challenge is officially ending on the 29th of January. That will be the 28th day, because technically that we did 28 days in the 28-day moon cycle. However, we won't be at the moon phase until a couple days later. But I think that for the Capricorn day, we're going to focus on how to plan for the new moon, what kind of things that you should, that sort of thing, because we started right on the new moon and technically the dark moon. So at that time, we're not doing anything at the dark moon. We're just kind of absorbing and setting intentions and that kind of thing. So we're going to, on the 29th, instead of talking about Capricorn, we're going to be kind of just planning for the new moon in general, because we didn't really touch on that at the beginning of the challenge. Or like leading up, we haven't had a leading up to the new moon yet, so that's what I'll be using those days for, or that day for. So we'll pick a solar plexus chakra card for anyone who's watching now and anyone who's watching later. Self-trust. The time has come to really trust who you are and love yourself fully. If there are parts of you that are out of alignment with your faith or your values, call them into alignment now so that you feel better and more integrated. Then trust your intuition and inner knowledge without question, going as much as you can with the flow of your desires and passions. Cultivate your higher self as a trusted ally and seek its voice in meditation. The crystal they recommend is citrine, and the herb is melissa, which is also known as lemon balm. So I think just for the sake of timing in this video, tomorrow we will talk about the moon deck and what what Yasmin Boland has to say about Sagittarius moon energy. We'll get a little bit more into the waxing crescent phase. We'll also do another chakra card with the solar plexus chakra energy. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is also a good time to be prepping for the new moon as well with the Sagittarius energy, because if you remember what I discussed earlier, is that Sagittarius is at the end of the year. So that's when we're reflecting on the previous year and looking forward to the new year. So you can look at it the same way with the moon cycle. Reflect on this moon cycle and then kind of project your plans, your intentions, or start thinking about them now. While you're having that, while we still have this light and while we still have this energy. So, because a lot of times you're like, oh, if I wait until the dark moon, like you're not gonna have any energy on the dark moon, especially if your menstrual cycle aligns with the moon cycle. And so using the next few days and even into the weekend, kind of preparing yourself for the new moon, thinking about what you might want to set your intentions on, like using your metaphorical arrow and seeing where you want to aim for the next moon cycle, and looking back on this moon cycle and this whole challenge. And so we'll talk more about that tomorrow, and also on Saturday. Is that it? Yeah, Saturday. So I'll see you then. Have a good day.